Hello and welcome to the Skywind segment of Creation ModCon 2025. Thank you so much for being here. We are very excited to once again be part of this event alongside so many great Elder Scrolls mod projects. If this is your first time hearing about us, welcome. Skywind is a total conversion mod that aims to recreate the 2002 title The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in the Skyrim engine. Our team is working hard to bring the classic world of Vardenfell to life with brand new assets, visuals, sounds, and music, fully voice acted, as well as reintroducing many classic Morrowind features in this new engine. I'm Hekimi, Media and Community Lead, and with me today we have Dal.
Hello, I'm the 2D lead and I apparently also do streams a bunch.
We also have UCM.
Hello, I'm the level design lead. Can't wait for you to see what we have cooking.
And we have Gant.
Hello, I'm one of the audio leads. I can't wait for you to hear what we have cooking.
As well as Newton.
Hello, I am one of our file cutting leads and also do a whole bunch of level design.
And with us today we also have Mickey D.
Hello, I don't make anything, but I'm here as very much the audience, and I'm very, very excited to see what we have coming up, so thank you for having me on.
Thank you. As you can see in chat right now, there is a poll going on.
Is a poll going on?
Yeah, it's up.
Perfect.
Is it going? Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. For today's showcase, as you can see in chat, we have a little poll. We thought that we would decide, or that you, chat, would decide where we are going to go today. As you can see, there's a link in the chat. Please feel free, head over to the link, vote for where you would like to see us go. And if you don't see your favorite spot among these poll options, fret not. For every $50 donated during our segment, a new tier of options will unlock and a new poll will start. There are 5 tiers as well as one final visit depending on how much we raise this hour. So please consider donating if you have the funds to do so. This year CMC benefits the Cancer Research Institute in memory of Julian Lefay. A link to our fundraiser is available in chat. You can also donate via the extension that is directly below the stream. Or any of the links in the chat commands. Thanks so much, and let's get started.
Way. So welcome everyone. This is Vivek City, and I'm currently standing in Ebenhard, which might be, for Morrowind veterans, a bit surprising to see we're straight from Ebenhard over to Vivek City, but thanks to the in quotations new engine, we can actually see how very close these two cities are. Next to each other. And while we are waiting for the first poll to resolve, I'm just going to run around here and we can talk about it.
Let's take a look. Take a look at that statue, though.
Yeah, that's so good. Also, I hope you like my strikes this year. So what I did, I actually just played Skyrim before this, the stream, and I legitimately looted all of these things of people I murdered, which felt pretty good. And I hope I can add more to my collection this year.
The Morrowind experience.
How many people will we be murdering this stream, Dal?
I don't know, but if you want to, you can keep tally.
Have a murder count.
Yep. Also, just a reminder right now at the beginning of the stream, we are not done, We are still work in progress. So you will see things clipping, you will see things maybe sometimes float in the air. I mean, the planets are supposed to float in the air. This big thing up here is supposed to float in the air. Most other things you will see floating in the air. That's not on purpose, but, we're still work in progress, so these things will happen.
And in case in point, Ebonheart here is very much a work in progress. The landscaping around here is not finished.
Yeah.
But we still thought the area was pretty, so good place to start.
Mickey, do you have any thoughts on what you're seeing right now as we violently robbed you into the stream?
I was just going to mention it's great to see Ebonheart not incredibly laggy like the original Morrowind engine, so this is a big plus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love
no,
how
I mean,
crowded that that walkway is. I feel like getting stuck on really skinny walkways is a classic Morrowind
Oh, yeah.
It's the
experience.
Morrowind experience,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
I think
I
this
can-
specific
Very much
hallway,
so.
actually, I have
Yeah.
vivid memories of
I can
soft
body
locking my
them.
save
I don't
file
have time for you.
because I saved while stuck by accident and just got like permanently stuck.
oh no, was it on Xbox or something? So you couldn't.
It was I
no-click?
was too young to know how to use the console
Ah,
as a little
so
kid.
my first experience with it was on was Xbox. So I didn't play.
You were doomed.
I didn't play modded Morrowind until years later, after Oblivion came out.
There is so many times during videos where there'll be an NPC in the way and I'll just press disable on them and cut it out so nobody sees me just sending people to the void. I've little patience for it.
Well,
I mean, for all
maybe
we
I.
know, that's what Vivek does when he just walks down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
same thing. You're just
Real
Where's he
quick,
walking
I
to?
want to.
Hmm?
And
Okay.
with that, we have already reached our first milestone and
Oh, holy moly.
unlocked
amazing.
the tier 2 locations. So we are gonna close the poll we currently have and find a location to go and start collecting votes for our second location.
Okay, then everyone,
Yeah,
please tell
amazing.
me where I'm supposed to go now. So tier 1 list, what's one to the poll?
Azura's Shrine.
Ooh,
Oh,
Ooh.
a highlight.
I
yeah.
also want to shout out real quick, Anonymous. Thank you for your $30 donation.
Okay.
There's a new poll up in chat. It will be pinned at the top of the chat.
And welcome to the Shrine of Azura.
Oh, fantastic! One of the most memorable parts of Morrowind's design, especially at least in my opinion, are the Daedric Ruin exteriors. It's this beautiful mess of spikes and towers, and it's something we've put a lot of effort into capturing in our work. The Shrine of Azura is a great example of this. The small statue and tower from the original game has been expanded into this whole detailed, massive space, with a waterfall too, for good measure, of course.
Of course.
I do my best
you
to
have
come
to
down
end
here
it.
without dying.
Yeah, please do not die.
I will try.
Do your best.
I did it.
Hey.
Hey.
We survived.
But yeah, one thing that's definitely important to us is expanding the environments around the points of interest, actually making them feel as much a part of the environment as we possibly can.
I
And
think
also-
the Daedric Shrines are
Yeah,
apologies.
this was just built up so beautifully, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Daedric Shrines are my favorite example of what you're saying, UCM, in part because the tile set pieces that we work with are so modular that you can be so creative with with what you end up doing, and really create these just
Mhm.
insane environments for players to explore.
I love the interplay between the basalt columns and the Daedric Shrine in
It's also
particular.
fantastic.
Also, shout out to our nav measures, which had to nav measure this area.
Yes.
This was a gigantic undertaking. Because if you guys don't know what nav measures is basically the guideline for NPCs or all creatures to know where they're allowed to go. And you know, all of these platforms, all of these tiny stony platforms here, they needed to be nav meshed so NPCs could drop on there, follow you, attack you, all of that stuff. So that was just, this took months, years, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, just a fun fact for sort of the story of the development of here. That Azura statue used to be like 3 times larger before we realized it needs to be more.
Oh yeah, it was gigantic. It was absurd. We measured it up to the Statue of Liberty, and it was like 2 times taller than the Statue of Liberty.
It was insane, and you could see it from across the map.
Yeah, it was a
It was
problem.
supposed to represent Azura's real height, but
Yeah.
had to cut it out.
It was just Azura. It wasn't even statues. It was just Azura.
I think the current
I don't
size
know, I
looks,
like the
looks
picture
very good
short.
Yeah.
in contrast with all the surrounding environments. What is how's the poll looking? What's our next location going to be?
I mean, we
We would be resolving
Valmora's mages.
the new. Do we want to go to tier 2 right away?
I was going to say, like, how are we on time for that?
Are we
Because
on-
right
That's
now,
why I'm asking.
Valmora's-
Yeah. How much money
Valmora's
did we
Mages
make?
Guild is
Okay, then
Doing
we'll
pretty
go
well right
there.
now.
Everyone, please
Okay,
remember, you need to donate in order for us to be able to go to places. This Skyrim does now pay to win officially.
So it's 30 seconds for every location. No, I'm joking.
I
Well,
wonder
that-
if,
Yeah,
That's-
I am
Our,
very happy to say that we have already reached not only tier 3, but tier 4 is also unlocked.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
god! Oh my
that's
god!
insane. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, so
A
much.
poll for the tier 3 location is coming up shortly in chat.
You guys are so generous that we didn't plan for this at all.
yeah, I'll shout out real quick some of the donations recently.
Maybe
Matthew,
Yeah.
thank you for the
What happened
50,
if
and
two
Slacks,
Japanese
thank you for the
downloads were-
50. Big donations. You're single-handedly moving us through our tiers much faster than we anticipated, which
Uh-huh.
is good.
Simply disgrace.
You're all so generous. Yeah, Gans, do you have any thoughts on the Balmora's Mages Guild?
Another masterpiece, if I do
Oh
say so
yeah,
myself.
all right. So
That's
Balmora's
as good as
Mages
one.
Guild is iconic, of course,
talk
and
too much out
while a
loud.
lot of our interior dungeon design is different from the original game, some special locations, such as this, are nearly perfect mirrors of the original. Because after playing it so long, you start to memorize the layout. I know I have, and it would be a shame to change it.
I think for me, this is probably the most memorable location in the original game because I was just here all the time.
The weird basement lab.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I feel like
Orc who always insults you.
yeah, everything in Balmora is very nostalgic because a lot of people reach at least Balmora when they play it, and the additional details here are just very nice.
Ooh, they even get their own bedroom now. Very nice. They got an
Yeah.
We do
upgrade.
have an extra room.
Plenty
So
of
there's-
places to get your nightmares in.
We have
Yes.
like in quotations a rule in Skyrim that every NPC gets their own bed because they have like a fixed schedule, so they need to sleep somewhere. Because of that, some locations are expanded, so there's room for beds.
Everything is priced to go.
I want to mention real quick, our voice department's been doing great progress, which you can kind of hear in the background. People constantly chatting.
It's great.
It's like as we've made more and more progress, there's more and more chatter when you're walking around the game. It's cool to really hear it filled out. Right now, we have the chatter like cranked up, like it's easier to kind of debug conversations and stuff if conversations happen. So you're gonna hear a lot of voices as we walk around.
Also,
Also,
we
real
recently,
quick-
reached a big milestone. I think. Did you also want to talk about that?
What is this?
I was
Yeah,
just going to say, Lebowski the dude says
Oh.
they want Skywyn to have levitation and lock opening spells.
Oh,
You're in luck.
that's-
We have both.
What about to
We do
say?
have both.
No, I want to talk about a big milestone from the voice department because they recently
Such a curious piece of statuary.
casted every single voice.
Ascertain the exact magical properties.
So
Yeah,
basically,
every
sorry,
single roll.
I cannot play and talk. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Grant, please
It's
take
okay,
it.
yeah. Every single role is now
You
cast,
creatures are all
meaning
the
that
same.
every NPC in Morrowind now has an actor assigned to that role. And so some of those actors are still recording, some of them have finished recording or doing retakes. They're in various states, but every single NPC is currently accounted for, which is a huge milestone for the voice acting department.
It's really great to see. A lot of progress is being made there. As an aside, we're running a little low on time here. What's
Okay.
what's our next location going to be, Dal?
Everything is
So-
priced to go.
How's the tier 4 poll going?
We have still yet the tier 3 poll
Okay, perfect.
running, but I would like to also say that we have completely shattered the entire goal.
Okay,
one
perfect.
That's
We
Blasted
underestimated
through all the
Word.
tiers.
Okay, then
Thank you
let's
so much, everybody, for your donations.
give
We're
me
gonna make
top
sure that-
location. Give me top location tier 3.
Pelaged.
Wow.
Oh wow,
Oh, nice.
huh, surprising.
Alright.
fun.
Also, really sorry,
love
Mickey.
that.
We're talking
town
so
on the
much
disc.
overview. Please.
No, you're fine. I'm so
share your
scared about
thoughts.
talking over any of you because you're the ones actually making this and providing work. But I am flabbergasted so far. I am loving it. And I can't wait to see Pelagia because it's the town on the disc. Bethesda loved it so much.
I mean, it's one of my favorite
Ah.
towns too.
Perfect spawn.
Yeah.
While we load, I'll just mention shout out Ali Zen for $150.
Wow.
as
Holy
well as-
dang.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dang.
Oh my god. We
Hard
underestimated
Caddy,
all of you.
Zix,
You did.
Zix,
We'll never do it again. I'm
Brett,
sorry.
Matthew. I'm sorry. No, I got through them. Thank you all so much for your donations.
Thank you all.
Zix also wants us to take Mickey to the McDonald's in Balmora.
Oh,
Unfortunately, we
I
haven't.
was just typing in to say that better be the first like
Mhm.
add-on mod for Skywind. It probably
It's-
will be. at this point.
That's the first
It's
mod
closed
we'll
down
make.
right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The McDonald's is closed for renovations. We'll get you a
Whatever.
Happy Meal later.
Yep.
So yeah, Pelagiad as well as Caldera they're interesting cities because unlike all the weirdness of Morrowind with the Telvanni mushroom towers, Redrun's weird bug huts, this is a sort of a traditional imperial architecture in the middle of all the unique weirdness of Vardenfell. And so it's unlike other games where that's a very common style. Here it's almost a treat. It's unique by comparison. Unique in how mundane medieval it is, but it still looks amazing. I think. Like the stockade.
I kept looking back at this location throughout its development. And I would see COC over here pretty often just to see how things were coming along, and it has been lovely to see the progress that's been made on it recently. Especially with all the surrounding flora, it just looks beautiful.
Mhm.
I mean, it
one-
was a tiny bit in development hell for a short while because we were lacking the Imperial tile set, which
Yeah.
was finished last year, I think, right? I think it was
think
finished
so,
last
yeah.
year, and of course we were able to finish such a big chunk of the game. Each tile set just means a big puzzle piece finished to get Skywind finally out of the door eventually. So yeah, this was such a huge milestone, and now seeing Pelagia done is awesome. Also, Danger Potato in the sky, ever
There's
looming.
one. This location and also just the Imperial locations in general have provided a lot of unique opportunities for our 2D and 3D team to kind of go off and do a bunch of creative stuff. We've been adding a lot of paintings to the interiors of some Imperial areas, which are very cool to see.
Okay, check.
Oh yeah, go have a look inside before we move on to the next spot.
I think some paintings are in here. I need to see.
I would hope so.
I hope so. At
So
least we have a
this
lot of
interior
Imperial
hasn't been done-
tapestry.
Yeah, this interior has not been done
Ah.
quite as much as some of the other.
Okay, but we
Imperial
will see
interior.
paintings later. I'm pretty certain.
We'll see them soon. What's
Yeah.
what's our next spot going to be?
So tier 4, the first, the winner of tier 4 would be.
While Hekume looks that up,
Mhm.
I'll shout out Sir Kringle, $50 for the Empire. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anonymous,
Thank you very much.
$100.
Oh my god,
And,
you so much.
yeah, this is
Wow,
crazy.
thank you, Anon.
we did not
like
expect
about
this.
$20 says make Mickey do a little dance.
I'm not gonna do this at all. I'll do a jig in the corner. I'm like the stream jester.
I was gonna say, Mickey, dance for us.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that collectively we raised over 2,600 along with the modcon, so that is absolutely
Hey.
insane. Thank you, everyone. I won't dance,
Yes.
but I'll do it in spirit.
Our next
Oh, yeah.
location for tier 4
Mhm.
is going to be Aldrun.
Oh,
I will start the poll for the final tier 5 in chat in just a moment, but I just wanted to say also, if anybody has been voting for something and you are sad it didn't quite make it, don't worry. We seemingly have a lot of tiers to move through, so we're probably gonna go to most of these locations.
So earlier, someone asked if we would ever show off more work in progress areas, and now we have an opportunity to show off a much more work in progress area. So Aldrun is the capital or the seat of power, really, for House Redrun, and that is the last tile set that we have to work on. So it's so this town still has a lot more that needs to be done. We're still working on the interiors for all these huts. So
let me
currently
walk over
everything-
here
a lot of it's
and
placeholder.
let me say we're looking for 3D artists. If you're a 3D artist and want to turn
Yes.
this into what it should be, a giant emperor crab, please apply.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could you
Currently,
tilt
it
that
just has
camera?
rock texture.
Could you tilt that camera up a little bit, Dal, and point at Red Mountain?
Yeah, I can.
Just a gorgeous view to get to see.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm really excited for is just having a little bit more render distance helps with making Red Mountain this just terrifying, imposing structure no matter where you are. Just so you can always be a little bit terrified.
Well, it's more view distance than Morrowind on Xbox, so you have that up on it. Slightly better.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I said that before on stream, and I love these towers with the red overhangings. It looks so good. The contrast between all of these earthy colors and this red and Red Mountain in the background, it's so beautiful. Also special mage good.
We
very nice.
to give a bit of insight, the interiors here are not ready yet, of course. And while you're all probably very excited to get to see those, I should say, so are we. From chatting with some of the other level designers, people are very, very eager to do their Redoran sets. Some of my friends on the team were, gnashing to grab their favorite cell in Alderaan to get to work on. Everyone's super excited to work on these cells.
Actually, Newton, speaking of you,
Hi.
One of the chatter, Derpopolis, says, Newton, anything neat you've been working on that you can tell us about? You specifically.
Oh, wow. Hi. Well, I suppose I can say something me and some other people have been working on. The citadels for the main quest are currently being touched up. That is a very large project and is going to take us all a very long time to do, especially since we really want to make sure those are perfect. But it's a big undertaking, but I think it's going to turn out great. Every day someone's streaming in our Discord server them working on it, and like 15 other level designers join the VC. We all watch, we all huddle around. A lot of great group talk going on over there.
It is really fun to work on this, just to get in a voice chat with, 5 to 10 other people, and just everyone's working on their own thing, bouncing between different streams, seeing, one person work on a citadel, one person work on Ashlands, one person work on a stronghold, one person for some reason playing Dishonored 2.
It's really this whole thing is a collaborative effort, and working together is a lot of fun. In other news, we're low on time. What's our next spot?
Our final location for tier 5, the most voted location has been Dagonfell.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh. That's... All right, let me pull up my script.
You script?
Seen any Nords? Ha ha ha.
Oh.
Wait.
There we go.
Seen any Nords? Ha ha ha.
Oh my god.
Dagonfell is the northernmost village on Vardenfell and is home to many Nords. With these northern locations, we've worked hard to marry our weathers and our sound design to evoke that crisp, cool northern air that you would expect in the Sheograd region.
That sounded very natural. Thank you.
That was very natural. Good job.
I
Extraordinarily
blame
so.
everyone who voted for Dagonfell.
I think
Couldn't
this is
have
the
voted
first time we're
worse.
showing it, honestly. Like, this also
Is it?
underwent...
Okay.
Yeah, look at this guy walking against the wall. The nav mesh wasn't updated yet. This is pretty fresh out of the press, actually.
It's funny that you say that, Del, because I think this is also one of my first times ever seeing Dagonfell. I've been on this project for 5 years, and the world is just so big that there are some areas that you're just like, oh, yeah, I haven't thought about that place yet.
Yeah.
I'll
I
always
hate to say
remember
it.
Dagonfell as the place you run through to get the Mask of Clavicus Vial and then getting out of there because it's the most overpowered item. At least personality
entire
is on
game.
people to like you.
Yeah, he's in one of these Dwemer towers. I forget which
It's
one.
just that it's just a necromancer. He just got it, right?
He just has it, yeah.
He just keeps it in his pocket.
It's not even a quest, it's just, yeah.
Well, it not being a quest, you could say in some senses like, well, why isn't there a quest there? But I actually kind of like that about Morrowind. Is that there are just things for you to go out and find kind of on your own. The older Elder Scrolls games, at least to me, really specialize in having like kind of emergent narratives, where something goes wrong or you need to do X, Y, Z, and you kind of make your own story as you go around and just explore. And I think At least I hope that's an experience because that's what I really, really love about these games, and I'm hoping that when people play Skywind, they have the same experience.
I mean, obviously the Necromancer already did the quest, you know?
Oh, yeah, he did it all already.
That's true. We're just coming
Not
in
like
to see
100
the
of people who can do the quest. You're just a
We're
bandit
here if
robbing
we
it off
want.
him. Just stomping his door down, being like, give me your valuables. Or your life, and you take both.
Give me your hat.
If we bump into either Hjoldir or Met, feel free to say hi to them.
I don't think I want you
Cool,
around.
dear.
Say your
Okay.
Oh,
piece
Matt.
or stand
Oh,
aside.
Matt.
was Matt.
Sorry. Okay. I thought M-A-T.
With that outfit, Outlander, you must be doing well for yourself. Can I help you? This was a Nord settlement thousands of years ago, until the Dunmer drove the Nords from
You may want to
Morrowind.
lower the music.
Then the Dwemer
In a
built
second.
a city here. The village built on the ruins of the Dwemer city. Since Morrowind became an imperial province, Nord fishermen have returned here. Imperial scholars and adventurers also come here to explore the various Dwemer and Daedric ruins of Shealgorad.
Thanks.
mean-
Yeah. Sometimes it's easy to forget, like walking around, that every NPC being voiced is a massive undertaking. They all
much work.
say so
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, we
When
have
I
to
got
writing. We have a writing team which writes the dialogues, and we have voice actors which record the dialogues, and we have a team which remasters the dialogues. Then we have a
It's
team
a lot.
which fire cuts the dialogues, and we have a team which implements the voice lines.
word.
So it's just, for example, the other day I was asked,
So
how
much
do we,
detail, some
why don't we add more items? And every item a NPC could potentially talk about. There's a really long red tail of extra
There's so
things.
much.
There's so much to do if you just add one item to the game and you want anyone to talk about it. And I found Hjoldir.
What's your
Not to
question?
rush our voice acting chatter,
Mhm.
but we're low on time. We should move on.
Okay. Then I guess the second spot of tier 5, please.
The runner-up for tier 5 is Six's test room.
Oh, cool.
Oh, fantastic!
Also,
I was
if
wondering when you'd
anyone
get to this.
if anyone is wondering where Zix is sadly sick. Like, he's very ill. Send your blessings in the chat. He's currently watching
Get well
us.
soon.
Get
He's-
well
he's
soon,
working.
Zix. We miss you.
Um,
I hope we make you
so-
proud.
To talk about test cells for a bit, this one has all sorts of stuff. We've got weapons, we've got statues, we've got armors, pretty much everything to go check out and look around. And part of the reason I sound so excited isn't just, oh, you get to see all the stuff. I think this is really exciting because this cell is going to stay in the game alongside the other test cells. That's how it was in Skyrim. If you didn't know, you can find the developer test cells. Our developer test cells are also going to be there. So view it as a little Easter egg for yourself to go and explore if you mess around with the console and find the right cell ID. My test cell is just all the stuff I made, and then like 50 guars just walking around. It's great.
Also, all of these things you see here, so Zix placed them here because he implemented them. Zix is our 3D lead, and when 3D is done, finishing a task in Blender or whatever, of course, the item needs to be added to the game, which is a whole long, it takes a while depending on the item. And all of the items he implemented into the game are in here. Also, all the texture sets. So Zix built this texture set, and I think through the stores. Hang on, where's the Imperium door? Yep, this is Imperium
it is.
door.
There we go. to
So,
kind of, we said a minute ago, get well soon, Zix. Also, just thank you, Zix. Your work is incredible. Everything we're seeing here is fantastic.
Yes.
And it's. I feel very lucky that I am surrounded by so many talented people. All you guys are great, and it's lovely to see the work everyone's doing.
Also, if you guys are
Now, will you-
wondering, this is half of the veteran set. Sorry, Mickey.
No, you're fine. Go on.
No,
I
no,
was just gonna
that was
ask-
all.
I was just going to say, would you have your own custom Todd Howard NPC like Oblivion who says such fantastic lines as, "Oh no, I'm so scared," and "Fabulous, good for you"? Is he your own?
I would voice the Todd Howard NPC. Everyone says I sound
be
like Todd
good.
Howard.
Yeah, you do.
That's true.
Currently, I wouldn't know of any of that. I'm certain many developers have added very personal Easter eggs into the game. which not everyone in the team knows of, or maybe only they know about. So it could be an exciting period when Skywind comes out of things to be discovered even by us. So stay tuned for that.
What's our next location going to be?
The
Third.
runner-up for tier 4 with quite a lot of votes
No.
was the Ghost Gate.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Ghost Gate. Also, by the way, guys, keep on donating if you can. I know we reached our goals ludicrously quickly, but we're here to raise money for good cause.
Yeah, please donate further so next year we know how high to set our goals.
Real quick, the Ghost Gate. So the Ghost Gate is the primary access point through the Ghost Fence, and it kind of represents a calm before the storm, a place for adventurers to prepare before heading into certain death beyond the fence.
And as a result, we will not be going through the fence.
Yeah, that
'cause we
would be
don't want
insane.
to
I'm level
die.
5. Excuse me. Can't do that.
You ever meet that one NPC that guides you into Ghost Fence and she only gives you 100 gold for going to the shrine?
That's all you need. 100 gold and a dream.
I brought you to hell, thanks.
Also, again, custom murals, which I'm pretty sure is only going to be used here. So depicted here is the fight of the tribunal against the
General
creatures
sort of,
of Dagobah.
I was gonna say ash creatures.
Ash
I
creatures.
think the one in the
yeah.
front is Ascended Sleeper.
Could be.
They're just general evil shapes, I suppose.
The evil guys. Ooh.
Scary
I-
things.
Newton, did you clutter this one?
No, I did this exact same style of level design in a different cell, and then the other level designer and I agreed that we should also do it in the Ghost Fence.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was wondering, this looks like the
This
other
looks
cell I
oddly
know
like
you
Sang
made.
Ziggy did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Weird.
Inspiration doesn't
What are the
seem
odds?
very valuable.
Where are we headed after this?
We are
Already
headed
time?
to
What is it? We're about
The-
half time, right?
A little bit, yeah. I'm a little bit. I'm just curious what our next place is going to be.
Let Heki
Oh.
speak.
next up. We're having the ever classic Balmora.
Ooh,
boy.
nice. And exterior tour.
The exterior, not the Mage's Guild.
What is Belmore? I've never heard of this place.
Same.
The Sea Gans.
What is that? I never went there in my first playthrough.
It's like say the name
Balmora.
too.
Yeah, it's the town that you go to and you murder someone in their shop, take it over as your house, and then you stop playing the game for 10 years until you come back to it as an adult. At least that's what it was
Too
for me.
real.
We were in there before.
We were. I love that we have the window that's visible on the outside
Everything is
and the
priced to
inside.
go.
Just unique pieces like that make the world feel so much more alive, I think. But yeah, Balmora is sort of the classic Morrowind city that people remember. A lot of people use as their home base. And we've tried to keep it basically as you remember, but with the addition of things like stalls and just signs of life out in between those buildings, or that guy there who's doing, I don't know, little calf exercises.
Mm-hmm. Get
It's,
those
uh,
gains.
This square, this market square space, I always thought in the original game it's kind of just this big open area, and I think when in my most recent playthrough I got a bunch of mods that added extra clutter to it. And now getting to see something very similar, this kind of really lived-in space, is very cool in high definition. It's so much effort has been put into making these places feel lived in, and it's really paying off.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is where you can sort of be introduced to all the major guilds: Thieves Guild, Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, obviously.
Foul murder. Take over people's jobs.
Oh right, that's
Yeah.
true.
All the things.
all the things. Yeah, we
refresh my
also-
memory. Oh, yes.
No, I want to say so because I mentioned beforehand that every NPC has a bed now, so we kind of sneakily expanded Balmora in that regard. You know, it doesn't feel bigger, but there are actually more tiny houses, so people live somewhere and don't just stand on the street 24/7.
That's true. We've had to add houses.
There's a bed for everyone, but not Farragut, just for the fun of it. Just a -1.
We actually took his
See what
house
happens.
away.
It is close. If you
It
saw
is
the
close.
introduction.
I think a lot of our
So-
areas have been slightly expanded.
Yeah,
Just a little
because most places have had a few NPCs whose entire existence in the original game was standing around, but now we, with Skyrim systems, they need a bed, need a house.
They got insomnia.
only-
They can't sleep anyway.
The only exception to that kind of is the Caravaneers, the Siltstrider Caravaneers.
They have
You can
bed
still- you
modes.
can get. They do. You're right. They do, but they don't have houses.
That's
they
true.
sort of, I guess, camp around their Siltstrider.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they just sleep in the carriage.
True.
Where shall we head
True,
next?
true.
What's our next place?
Second
I-
tier, second place, I think.
Yes, our next runner-up for tier 2 was Ashalmimilkala.
Gotta love
Wait.
those Morrowind
Man,
names.
bless your heart for trying. So this is a Daedric ruin in the Bitter Coast, which should mean we might be able to see some new weathers.
Hang on, I need to type this and not fuck up.
Okay.
Sorry.
pile
It's such a
hiding in
big
there.
name. Classic Morrowind.
Why? Oh,
Shout out to Anonymous for $25 donation. Thank you.
oh, I got it. I got it.
Good luck.
Don't worry, if
Gained
that was me, it would take
literacy.
half an hour.
If you're up
Sorry,
for one
everyone.
more, if you're up for
Okay.
one more console command, we can try weather if you want.
You have a console command for me?
Yeah, if you're up for.
Sure. Let's break the pull the curtain away. Get go
cool,
wild.
cool. FW space.
Mhm.
There you go. 07237 5ED.
Of course. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah, this is one of the new sort of overcast weathers that our weather team has been working on to make the place feel sort of just better. I don't
It's just better. It's
I-
just better. Yeah.
It does look better,
make,
definitely.
to make
UTM,
good.
out of
Mhm.
all of the locations for you to suggest showing off the weather, I think a Bitter Coast Daedric Ruin is probably the best one.
I mean, as soon as I saw that was coming, I was like, I have it. I know exactly where we're going to bring it up.
Perfect.
The
Thank you.
Bitter Coast
Nice
looks so
swampy
beautiful
weather.
with the new weather effects.
Also, this is all in quotations vanilla Skyrim. So I do not run any ENBs. I don't run any graphic mods. This is just the engine. You know, it's just Skyrim.
Pure vanilla Skyrim systems. Just know we think we've broken new ground with it.
I never
It's
would
so
have guessed it was
beautiful.
original Skyrim.
Me
Honestly, I
neither.
thought it would have been shaders and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm
not
just
at all.
running normal Skywind with Nexus Mod Manager because I'm old school. I don't have anything else installed on my PC.
Have you also not updated Nexus to Vortex? I
No,
prefer
no, I
the old
haven't.
UI.
No,
Yeah,
no,
me
I'm-
neither.
No, it works,
even
and I'm
know
not
Nexus
going to
had a
change
mod
what
manager.
works.
But also, just seeing this Daedric ruin goes back to something we talked about way back with the Azura Shrine, of just really trying to make these environments, these ruins, actually feel ruined, feel like they've been in a swamp for who knows how many hundreds or even thousands of years. The grass, the trees of growing around them and through them, all over them. And we just try and make it work with the natural and construction environment. That ominous little alleyway there. Not alley. Crevice.
Sorry, I just forgot
believe.
to speak because sincerely, this is beautiful.
I believe about a couple miles, and I think to the north, my sense of direction might be off. There's an even more ruined Daedric shrine those who have played Morrowind probably know what I'm talking about. Very, very excited for when you all get to play and see how that turned out.
Also over
I'll keep
there,
it vague for those who don't know. Oh,
Dhanma Stronghold on
Sneak
the
peek.
horizon.
Yes. The textures aren't quite ready for that yet, but
Yep.
once they are, we're gonna love showing them off.
where shall we head next?
Tier 1 runner-up, right?
I think we should go to one of the top voted locations for tier 1, which
Yeah, sure.
is the beautiful and newly worked on Sapphire Bell Bay.
Ooh,
Perfect.
I approve.
Now I need to write this. Oh my god. Quick, Mickey, be funny while I type.
Oh, that's a long tube name or place name. It's Morrowind. You'd like Morrowind?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Perfect. Good job.
Perfect.
Perfect. Here we are.
Will I be paid after the streamer?
No, Mickey, you don't get paid. We talked about that.
Oh my god, this looks fantastic.
Well, it's just like YouTube, so it's fine.
Hey, would you mind staring at that tomb for like about 5 seconds? Oh yeah, I recognize that. I wasn't sure.
That one of yours?
I think I've touched it up a little. As to give it a funny thing that I think UCM could probably relate to a lot is when you work on certain locations for 50, 100 hours, you just start to go, hey, I know that place, over and over as you walk around.
Definitely. Also, a second ago, we saw the mainland. So this is another question I saw in chat a couple times. We do actually have LOD for the mainland. You can't, swim out there, but you can see it when the weather's clear. Which
Mr.
currently it
Developer
is.
Man, what is LOD?
Oh, excuse me. LOD means level of detail, and it's basically how we're able to show distant land without destroying your PC.
Perfect.
So it's essentially simplified graphics out in the distance.
Could you go into first person and cast that spell again? I want to see that that effect.
Of course.
The
There's a
VFX team is
Bloodlords.
doing so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
They are.
Also,
They really are.
Sapphire Bay was recently worked on by Overseer, our amazing level designer. He really made it its own. Like, it's so beautiful. It's really enchanting, and he added just such a great touch to it. It felt maybe a tiny bit empty sometimes in Morrowind, and now it's just, it's so alive. It's beautiful. And if I can find it, because I'm not sure if you guys noticed, I don't have a compass right now. That's because I'm in purist mode. Skywind will be shipped with a purist mode, so you don't need to worry about being harassed by any icons, quest icons, or whatever. Purist mode. Oh my god. Yep.
Goodbye.
You can just enjoy a very nice, pretty close to vanilla experience. And as I fight for my life, I want to drop that all set with Mora interiors have now been finished. And if I survive this fight, maybe I'll find set with Mora in the background. But again, purist mode, my sense of direction is very off right now. Oh, also there's a funny
was diseased.
there's a funny LOD thing. So Daedric Shrines don't have a full set of LODs yet. So as I go closer, they will come back into view. So this is LOD right now that UCM explained before, and there is the set.
It's like
So
magic.
yeah. Yep.
We're
like I
gonna have
said, work in
to-
progress.
We're gonna have to head to the next location soon, but
Okay.
while we're doing that, UCM, could you talk a bit about finalizing those locations? Dal mentioned that Sadras Mora is basically done. Could you talk about our situation with reviews and finalization?
Yeah, and in
Sure.
this time, Heki, please drop
So-
where to go next, and then UCM can talk while I type.
Okay.
Heki, lead me.
Another location that got a lot of votes was actually Suran.
Oh, cool. I can type that.
Right. I
Love
was
it.
gonna say good luck typing that.
Uh-huh.
Well, while you do
Okay,
that-
UCM, talk about your reviews.
Okay, yay! Thank you for letting me talk about reviews. So we have almost 1,300 interiors of this game. Of those 1,300, about just shy of 50%, actually a little over 50%, are either in the review or QA stage. Review being where another level designer, besides the original creator, takes a look, makes sure it meets quality standards, make sure it's consistent with other similar cell types, and if so, moves on to QA. So it's almost the final step before it's actually finished. It's essentially just giving it a thumbs up. So at about 50 to 60% of cells being at that stage, we're feeling pretty good, I think.
To add on to that, I believe the number of cells in the open to be reviewed column on our workplace board was 600 like a month or two ago, and it's now
582.
There we go, and it's gone down like 100.
It's gone down 124. I've had this I have charts, man. I have
all the data,
graphs. Yeah.
While we're in Suran, does any of you want to drop anything about Suran?
I'll say something real quick. Yeah, so we're here because, well, it's Suran. It's cool. I think it's a really pretty town. It's kind of got that Balmora vibe with the Hlaalu architecture, but it's kind of smaller and tucked away off in the corner of the Ascadian Isles. And I just really I like how it's like on the edge of the terrain kind of all slopes downwards, down towards Lake Nabia, and so there's really cool vistas everywhere you go.
Can I ask
It's
one
one of
very
my
important
favorite
question
towns.
about Suran?
Mm-hmm.
Have you implemented the Mud Crab Merchant?
That's a
The
great
one
question.
reason I know this town for.
Have we?
And also the
We
the
have,
strip
we
club,
have.
but never mind.
Okay,
I would-
so
Where is he?
I don't know where he is off the top of my head, but I
He's
know
hiding
that
from us.
we have
Okay.
implemented him. I know that.
It's
I don't think we
somewhere.
needed to
As
implement
for
him. I
the-
think he just
as for
appeared
the
in the code.
Right, we didn't do anything. As for the
He
House
just
of
wanted
Give
to
Earthly
enough
Delights,
monkeys a typewriter, huh?
Uh-huh.
we do have the House of Earthly Delights, but currently everyone in there is just doing the Cicero dance.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Probably.
If there are any animators out there, we'd love to have you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Animation is a team where we definitely need help. We have a fantastic team, and they're doing great work. But having more people is always better. It's a very time-consuming task, and there's a lot to be done.
I know there's a lot of people on Lovers Lab that'd be up for the job.
Oh God.
I just want to show
Oh.
the Cicero dance without showing the stage because the stage apparently isn't YouTube friendly. So I'm just waiting for this lady to maybe dance and maybe. Do we want to go to the next location?
Yeah. What is our next spot? We're running about time.
Because we have now beaten the goal and raised a total of $600.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you,
I
everyone.
think it's time we go to our $250 donation
Yeah, sure.
and take a look at Aldredania.
Yep, will do.
Very exciting.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your donations. We were obviously not expecting this. It's absolutely massive. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Just recently, I'm looking at a Nameless Hero. Thank you for the $20 donation recently.
Okay. Need to put my gamer face on here because usually I just get attacked so much here. I hear you.
Something like
I
You
hear
can have
you.
another death on stream.
Bro, I
I
would.
hope so.
It would be so great if I get a certain dev on stream. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, the Cliff Racer.
Mm-hmm.
So, classic Morrowind enemy, classic experience, Cliff Racer attack.
I like how you don't have to wait for the Cliff Racer to slowly fly down towards you. He's very immediate.
Mm-hmm. And I
We
think I know what
actually-
Dell's waiting for.
Yeah, I hope it happens. If it doesn't happen on set. Oh, it does. I don't think it will happen. Or yes, yes,
Oh, there
yes.
it is.
Oh, oh.
So we have yet. So the Cliff Racers are based on the Dragon Skeleton. We don't intend to have death animations like that, but they haven't been turned off yet. And Dal has
Oh.
been eager to show off the weird noodly Cliff Racer. before
Sorry,
we
everyone.
fix it.
Sorry, everyone. I just needed to show this to you before we fix it. Okay.
What
now-
do you
now-
mean that's going to be replaced? That's that's my favorite memory of Morrowind.
Giraffe-necked Cliff Racer.
Giraffe neck Cliff Racer's eating you.
It's screaming like Godzilla, yeah.
So, honestly, I mostly wanted to show this as a thank you to Spectral, who recently also helped, and the animation team who helped fixing the Cliff Racers, because as it turns out, you know, having a creature fly and attack you in Skyrim is surprisingly hard. A lot of very smart people in the team have cracked their heads open about this one, and I'm so happy that these Menazes of the Skies are actually super functional now. Because beforehand, maybe you never saw us fight one of these in any of the previous live streams because we kind of put them on idle, so because they weren't just functional, and now they are. Well, they're buggy as hell, but you know that can be kinked out. But it's really nice to finally know that they are principally working. There's another.
I'm scared. Someone get Jub.
Again, just like classic Morrowind, there's too many of them at all
Yeah,
times.
they are.
I believe there's a tower somewhere on this island.
There is, and that's where we're heading, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
How exciting.
This is more LOD than I have usually playing Morrowind anyway. It's insane to me.
And speaking of LOD, one comment I saw was discussion about Dindulod, which is a LOD program. You do not need any you will not need any external software or tools like that, like Dindulod, in order to enjoy LOD. That's just, we need it for generating the LOD, but getting the LOD to the players in the build works just like normal Skyrim generated LOD. So do not worry about that.
UCM, why are you
I love
always
this game.
yapping? Do you want to yap about Aldredania a bit?
I guess I can yap about it.
The Yapper.
The yapper.
So,
Aldredania
Aldredania-
expert.
I am, well, not really. Nick, my co-lead, is the expert because he's been working on this. So this is effectively just an abandoned, destroyed town that's been taken over by Necromancer in the tower there. So you can see, the remains of the town square, destroyed buildings. It's just give this place such a spooky vibe, and I love it. Also, a big scary rat, I guess.
Terrifying rats, the most
Also,
dangerous enemies.
so this area is so new that Nick had to send me his ESP because it's not even in Skywind yet. Like the other staffs don't have this yet. This is so exclusive. Not even the others, not even the rest of the team have seen this. This is even for them a world premiere, and that's why some of the enemies aren't working yet because they were just plugged in here for me as a dummy to beat up. The scripts aren't working yet, but it was already so beautiful. And it's so fresh that we thought it would be great as our top incentive, which you guys just freaking smashed. Holy moly.
Hot off the presses.
Insane.
This area also makes me think back to the Daedric ruins. We talked a lot there about how we've expanded dungeons into multiple buildings. The way this area has been expanded upon really is fantastic, I think. Getting to, because these are assets you don't, like the Daedric ruins kind of are always in this state of like, oh, what's going on? This is unusual. But these are, pieces of rubble, right? We don't normally see buildings like that just collapse like this in other places in the world. And it's really cool to get to see everything falling apart here.
So, Dal, if you feel up for it, one person's asking about throwing weapons.
Oh, let me see if I have any. Oh,
Does the starting character have any?
that's a good question. I don't think so. I have.
Currently, they're under scrolls, I think,
Oh, that could be.
because we have
Yeah. They're throwing darts. Throwing
So,
darts on knives. Perfect.
yeah,
Hang
because
on,
a
let me-
quirk of the engine is there. That's what they're being used for, but we will have them properly sorted
Yeah.
The
eventually.
little sound effect, that's so cute.
Whoop.
I love the little spark you can see, and if we throw it at maybe the ground, or at least if we find a door, I'm pretty sure it'll stick
There we
into
go.
There we go. Throwing weapons are still kind of a work in progress. They're functioning here, but they're a little bit iffy sometimes. I think it's one of those things that took us a very long time to get working, but we're so grateful we could get working because, Morrowind without all of its little cool subsystems just wouldn't be Morrowind.
From what
Absolutely.
I understand, the hand animations are difficult and a weird matrix of left and right different combinations need to be handled in different ways, and so that's why
sounds
I think
about
those
right.
darts were kind of backwards earlier. It's
Speaking
real
of,
quick, try throwing that knife into that crate right there, because we do actually have these things based on the material.
Oh.
Should,
Oh,
sticks
there we
into
go.
Sticks
Nice.
into wood, bounces off stone.
nice. Yeah, I also wanted while we're at bringing back things from Morrowind. Let me take off my pants. Look at this.
We're not even at Toronto
Look
anymore.
at this. Look at this. I can take off my pants and I'm still wearing my torso, which is magic. So yeah, we we introduced the old system of having multiple armor slots. You're not just wearing a pajama of armor anymore, you know? You can now take off your pauldrons, each pauldrons, your gloves. It's all a selective system now again, like it was in Morrowind.
Dow, can we go to our silly end capper?
Sure, let me put on my armor for that again,
We've got
please.
about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
I would also
Our
like to
pants
say,
is normal in Morrowind anyway.
Yeah, Hecky?
I would like to shout out that we have a total of the entire event so far has raised $2,900.
Holy moly.
We're just
Oh my God.
$100 away from the entire event total being 3,000. So if you have any pockets change, you can donate it now. You can donate through our campaign that will go to the team total, or you can donate during the next hour during Skyblivion segment. Wherever you donate, it's gonna go to the same total. $100 away from 3,000. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, Gans, what
Yeah,
do you want me to do here? We already were here. What am I doing here, huh?
Well, you see, in my experience, the classic Morrowind playthrough always includes, like, you play Morrowind a little too late, and you're kind of no longer ready to do some quests, and so maybe you do a quick save and just start a fight with whoever happens to be closest to you.
Okay, let
and
me
see
do
how
that.
long you can survive.
Makes quick save. Yes, I did a quick save. Okay. Okay, whose mug do you all not like, huh?
Where's our friend who gives us all the quests? Her name is slipping my mind.
Ask a commoner.
I think
Oh
that
yeah,
might be a Jiro.
she's perfect material. Oh god.
If you manage to take them
Oh,
out,
duh.
Yeah,
or die.
No, I'm
Trey-
not dead. It's paralysis.
You'll be just fine, I'm sure.
If we have time, Trey also has a request to show a thunderstorm outside of Almora. I can send you
Oh.
the code for that as well if you'd like.
Yeah, I
You
think
seem
that
to
will
be having a
just
little bit
kill
of a rough
me.
time there, though.
Probably
think-
gonna kill you.
Probably gonna
I'm
kill
sure you'll be
me.
fine. Oh, well, there you fell
I think
over.
there you go.
Yep.
You
Oh,
talk to
Gans,
I
thank
can read it
you.
out for you real quick.
Let me go outside. Man, this never happened. This must have happened in parallel universe or something.
Even when
You
you were dead,
imagine
you were
it.
saying you talk too much.
Yeah,
That's the most Morrowind thing I've ever seen
Yeah.
in my life.
That's what they
very
killed you for.
unfriendly.
What is it, Sarah?
Okay, where do I need to go? Is Balmora fine, or do I need to go outside?
I think Balmora should be good.
Oh, okay.
Can I point out these lovely loading screens we have?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
wonderful.
lovely. I'm sorry we hardly saw any loading screens this time because of the format, but I love every single one of them. Shout out to Fury. Okay, hit me.
Okay. FW 07237. 5FF space 1. Or that. That's
Oh.
fine. No, you can.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
Yeah. So
You didn't
this
bring me to
is,
tell me to bring my umbrella, bro.
I said thunderstorm. What did you expect?
Hello.
Rain is actually directional. That's insane.
It is.
I'm also
It is
loving
based on the
way,
winds.
I'm loving the way the armor looks in the rain.
So we actually have to factor wind into our weathers a little. Maybe later games did, just because like the blight storms come from Red Mountain, so it's actually important that the direction, at least for blight storms, comes from that. But it kind of factors into how we look at weather and wind all around.
Sorry, Gans, for
Uh,
muting the rain, but I couldn't hear you CM anymore. Yes, Eki?
I just wanted to say that this is the end of our showcase as we are preparing to raid over to the Skyblivion team and see their day ending the event. And you can continue to donate through the main campaign as well during the entire event. We are so close to 3,000, so please, if you have any pocket change or any money to spare, consider donating.
Thank you all so much. Oh my god, this was so much money. We absolutely didn't expect that, obviously. Otherwise, we would have asked
What
for
a
more
lovely
money.
Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you,
And the
everyone.
final chat. I'll read out what Daddy Likes says. This looks amazing. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Daddy.
much for having me on.
Thank you,
like a
Thank you.
Morrowind fan, Make-A-Wish kids kind of thing.
We're,
I love
I
Morrowind.
should make jokes. Thanks,
Thank you, Mickey,
Thanks
for being with
here.
us.
Yeah, thank you, Mickey.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, radio starting. Bye, everyone.
Farewell.
Bye.